All right, here we go. Hey, Bill Brett here. I want to try to give everybody the latest and greatest news as we see it here at Brett Robinson in Gulf Shores and Orange Beach, and it's April 5th. And I have to keep looking that up. Things have gotten pretty serious. I'm not going to get into all of the building closings, and I'm going to try to quit saying So, anyway, I will not get into all of the business closures and what's happening, other than to say that the governor has extended the beach closures till April 30th. You've obviously or probably heard. And that certainly is a game changer for many things, and so we're all very concerned. We're all out of spring revenue. We're all, suffering through this together. Um, and so, to let you know about the employees, we're trying to keep staff going as long as we can. We think we have a plan to make it to Memorial Day, and then we'll have to go from there, or maybe into the first week of June. For those employees working with the HOA in the common areas, Brett Robinson is filing under the Paycheck Protection Program, as they are Brett Robinson employees, and so working with your boards to try to make sure we get everybody. We're very grateful. The employees are very grateful for the owners understanding and working with us to keep their jobs, and that's very important. So when will all of this end? To be clear and to be certain, no one really knows, and so we quite literally, it's hard to see past the end of your nose, and so we plan and we make changes almost daily to that plan based on the best information that we have at the time. And so last week a lot of things changed several times, and so we're still trying to figure out what has happened. And so the bottom line, best case scenario, is Memorial Day, I think, for us to really be open for business. Now, I think there was some criticism based on me choosing Memorial Day, and it's not that. It's just based on my gut instinct and the best information that I have, experience. I'm not sure that even if you open today, we started rentals today, that you would have anything to shake a stick at before Memorial Day. I just don't think that the public is ready. And so that brings us into what I call our decision factors for rentals, and kind of some things that really play. And so first and foremost, the beaches, and by and large most of the businesses, have to be open in order to support the tourism that the beach brings down here. Number two is our geographic feeder markets have to be open, as well, and have to be, I don't know, given the all clear signal. I'm not sure what we expect when this ends or how this to end, taper out. But Louisiana has to be open, Birmingham, and Tennessee, and Mississippi, and Arkansas. All those feeder states have to be open. Number three, people have to be ready to buy. And there's kind of a couple of things that go into that. Number one, or A, is are they emotionally ready? This is a very emotional issue. People are scared for their life. They don't want to be around other people. It's been hammered in them several times a day. Stay away from people, crowds, and so elevators are pretty scary right now. And so people have to be emotionally ready to do that. I have to be able to support them as well. And when I say that, I have to be able to support the services on the building, on the properties, with sufficient staff. I'm saying, I'm sorry. Anyway, and secondly, they have to be capable of buying. not only do they have to be ready, but they have to be capable. Do they have the money? Is the economy in shape that's going to permit this? It's a pretty big deal. It's a pretty big question mark in my mind. I'm hopeful. Um, Real estate sales are good. We're still booking reservations for the summer, not a whole lot, but we're still booking reservations for the summer. Um, and so there's kind of a couple of scenarios. There's more than a couple, but what I would call the two most likely. One is where we open Memorial Day. Now, we're hopeful that we open Memorial Day weekend, but we know the 1st of May, and we have that kind of a month of marketing effort to get people and build momentum and really come out of the gate like a lightning bolt Memorial Day weekend. And it's going to take that kind. Now, if we don't get the announcement till later in Memorial Day, let's say that, hey, next week the beach is open. Well, it's going to take us a good month really to kind of spin up operations, and that's just based on experience after hurricanes, after oil spills, after hurricane scares. This is the first time for a pandemic that we've had this. So uh, my guess, my bet would be that it's going to take some spin up time, but we are working our marketing plan and our pricing plans, which is marketing, to include those scenarios. And so we hope the best case is where we go, and that's what we're hopeful for and planning on, but we're also working, and we'll not be surprised if something else happens. So let's talk about programs out there for vacation rental property owners. There are many, and kind of to say it another way is there's really no provisions that I can find for revenue. Now, we've used a lot of resources, at least three sets, maybe four sets of attorneys, 2, 3 accounting firms, plus advice of several others. Certainly professional trade organizations, chambers, real estate, you know, committee, commission, and Gumbo down here in Baldwin County, and we're really trying to make sure that if there is any consideration that vacation rental owners, the vacation rental business, our business too, is included in that. We have no provisions for rent, so our rent is exactly zero, just like everybody else's. And so it's really difficult on us all. And so what is available? One, we need to make sure that Brett Robinson, that we're not your attorney or accountant. We're certainly doing a lot of research, and we're trying to be helpful in providing the data that's necessary for any issues that could come across. We're treating this kind of like post-oil spill and trying to make sure we have the data. But you need to check with your accountant, your attorney, whoever you seek your advice from. But we certainly are trying to help because let's face it, you scratch my back, I'll scratch your back type thing. This, high tides floats all boats. High tide floats all boats. There we go. Anyway, so first off, the mortgage deferral. If your lender, if you have a mortgage, check with your lender. They might be offering that. Most big lenders are, and your small community banks are as well. And then the second thing is the economic industry disaster loan. And that's from the SBA, is a loan. And you're a business. If you're in the rental business, I believe you're in the rental small business, in the rental business. And so, you might be eligible perhaps for the EIDL. That's the Economic Industry Disaster Loan. So the bottom line is really there's no provisions for lost revenue for anybody that I know, perhaps maybe the airline industry. And so the brutal truth is we're on our own. We've got to, you know, this is too large. No one can make everybody whole. There's not enough money in the world to make us all whole. And so we've got to fight hard to survive. I think we need to use lessons of past crises, from hurricanes and tropical storms to fires, floods, and oil spills. And so, fortunately, we have a lot of experience, and we're pretty good at managing crises. And so, we need to get back in business. We're eager to be back in business. So, what's next? One, to be thankful, frankly, that we have our health, those of us that do, and bless those that don't right now. And I think most importantly that we can all do is have faith and trust in each other. And I think when we do that and work together, we really prevail. And as Phoenix and Brett Robinson and ILONs and our satellite owners, I think it's important to be flexible. Things are changing literally by the hour during the day. There was a few times last week where 4 major events happened in a single day. Florida shut their borders. All of a sudden, supposedly shut their borders. We have 73 employees that work or live in Florida, and so we were worried about how to get them here. At the same time, how to get, where are we going to be able to get these employee paycheck protection program, done. I think along with being flexible is never give up. What is the alternative? What other choice do we have? And so we've got to fight and be persistent, and we can still do that respectfully. But most importantly, we got to be ready for when we are back in business. Everything needs to be done and prepared ahead of time. And so we can really hit the ground running. And that's what our plans are. I'm very grateful for our owners and our employees and our customers, our renters out there. God bless you, and let's stay together and make it through this. Thank you.